Okay, if everything has gone according to plan, we should be live on YouTube. Hello everyone and welcome back to another weekend of Avrona. I would also say we're live on Twitch, but Twitch is being very annoying, to put so lightly. Basically, if you don't know, there's a, well, we always knew there's some kind of, bitrate limiting going on Twitch, stuff like that, at around 6,000 kilobits per second. However, recently when I tried streaming on Twitch at my usual 50k, which I use for 4K streaming to YouTube, it just didn't allow me. It wouldn't allow me to even stream on Twitch. So what I tried to do is basically trick it. I would start the stream at 6k, then go up to 50k, and it actually appears like it will actually live on Twitch. Hello Twitch, I'm streaming at an actually respectable bitrate in 2024. So yeah, anyway, so if the stream looks good, bad, I don't know what bitrate we even are at anymore. If we're still at 8k or 6k or 50k, I don't know. So if the stream looks bad, blame Twitch, blame Twitch. As usual, for all the problems in the world nowadays. Anyway, this show isn't about Twitch, it's about CES, because as you probably already know, CES is about to begin. And unfortunately, I'm not going there in person this year, but that's fine. We can just chill together and watch it together like we do every single year. So I wanted to do this little basically pre-show for our content from CES this year, starting with Monday, when all the big streams from the big three are. And I wanted to just share my thoughts on some of the stuff regarding some of the stuff that will be announced at CES. Now, I didn't really invite Cam or Jake over. I usually do these weekends with Rollins with them. I didn't even ask them because if I presented them with the option of co-streaming a stream about, the intricacies of the tech industry in the lead to CES, they would just look at me like, I'm just babbling at them, because no offense to them, they're great people, but yeah, I don't think they would be too happy to do a very techie stream. So whatever, and with the magic of OBS, look, I can be a professional. I can actually go from one scene to another. Look at that. Okay, anyway, of course, one of the big ones will be NVIDIA with the RTX 40 series super graphics cards, which we knew existed for literally ages now, a couple of months at this point. There's really not much. I made a video about it recently. I said there really isn't much else we can actually learn about them, apart from maybe the price, which is probably the thing we want to learn the least about this. Either way, so yeah, they're making a huge campaign about it. If you haven't seen it already, they're making all these like epic animations, and for a while I thought to myself, I'm just glad this play from the beginning so you can kind of see what's going on. Look at that card. Rising above the earth to save humanity from poor FPS or whatever it's doing. I don't know, I was, before the show, I thought to myself, that's very, cinematic and stuff for just some super serious graphics card. Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if it was just RTX 50 series? Just call everyone of God. They remembered that they did a similar thing, as a very strong marketing campaign just like this, when the original super cards from RTX 20 series launched. So that kind of made, actually, let me bring my mic a bit closer, there we go, so you can hear my my lovely deep voice a bit more. Okay, so yeah, I remember they did the exact same thing for RTX 20 Super, so I don't think this is out of the ordinary. I think we are just getting RTX 40 series Super, which it is an RTX 50 series. On one side, I'm kind of happy, because if you don't know, I recently upgraded up to an RTX 4080. Finally, after so long, I upgraded from an RTX 1080 Ti. And I would be very, very annoyed if so soon after they announce the next series. So, yeah, maybe it's for the better. And again, even if they probably won't be groundbreaking, but if they can just bridge the gaps in, pricing, if they can just make NVIDIA's portfolio of this generation look a bit better, that's always nice. Though, let's be honest, most of the presentation will just be about AI anyway. And don't get me wrong, that's all well and good, but it is going to be everywhere. We know that Jensen loves AI, and trust me, even the GeForce, the gaming-oriented segment, will also be full of AI. They'll be doing stuff with Public NVIDIA Studio, with, all different ways that the tensor cores, the AI cores in your GeForce graphics card can accelerate who knows what nowadays, NVIDIA Studio, Omniverse, any kind of, I don't know, like gaming, game upscaling, of course, with DLSS, stuff like that. So you won't be able to escape the AI flood. Speaking of the AI flood, yeah, AMD will be also happening not tomorrow, on a Monday, the same day as Nvidia, and they already announced it is going to be heavily AI focused. While the usual tagline is literally just "Together we advance," or like, "Together we advance PCs" or stuff like that. This time it's just "Together we advance AI," which kind of tells you everything you need to know. I don't think we really expected, next gen Ryzen or whatever. We are probably gonna get a decent length segment on like desktop stuff. However, I don't think it'll be too much. Yeah. I mean, they do say there will be stuff about the future of AI in personal computers. So if you think to yourself, that AMD completely lost touch, that there's nothing for the average Joe, it's just the big corporations trying to, seize the moment and use AI to its fullest, don't worry, there will still be definitely stuff for you and me who aren't in the, AI industry. Maybe you are in the AI industry, and who knows, let me know in live chat if you work in AI or whatever. And, yeah, I don't really know what else to really expect apart from just some AI software tools. If we do get next gen Radeon, which I highly doubt, there's definitely going to be a huge push towards AI cores on that, similarly to how Nvidia did theirs with Tensor cores. Nvidia will be able to claim a massive victory over AMD there, saying that they did the whole AI thing on the consumer gaming graphics cards first. You know how it's going to look like between those two guys. Anyway, are the streams still actually live? Has Twitch banned me for using up all the bandwidth or whatever? I think they're still live. Also, let me know if it actually looks good, because again, at the end of the day, I have no idea what settings I'm actually using right now. Yeah, there's a schedule right here. Issue is, okay, the first two will be fine, all of the big three will be happening on the same day. AMD and Nvidia, they will be happening around, like, I don't know, I believe it's 3 and 4 p.m. GMT, which is fine. I have a doctor's appointment at like a couple of hours earlier, but I should be able to do it, it's fine. And then Intel is at 5 p.m. which is going to be like, I don't know what time here, but it's going to be way past midnight, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know, on the one hand, I want to stay up and do it because it's kind of my job, and maybe they'll announce something awesome, but on the other hand, if it's just going to be like AI stuff, I really don't care. I mean, even right here, the only things we know for certain on the desktop, not even desktop side, it's just laptop chips, yeah, the only things we can really, the only consumer stuff we can gather so far that will be present there will be 14th gen, sub 65 watt TDP chips, and then mobile 14th gen as well, which I don't really care about either. So yeah, I really don't know. But here's the full schedule for what it's going to be like in January, by the way. Oh yeah, ROG's doing their stuff with the ROG phone. Now, I want to do a whole segment about it. I had a tab here open, but like I really couldn't be bothered. It's a gaming phone, okay? I'm still a big... am I just old? I just don't understand the idea of gaming on your phone, like proper gaming. It's just, or like even stuff like the Steam Deck or ROG Ally, just wait until you get home and play it on a much larger display with much better graphical settings. That's my opinion. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, Intel is happening as well, and even just kind of reading what it says here, I highly doubt there will be too much interesting. So let me know in the live chat, or send a super chat if you're really passionate about this issue, because it also helps the channel at the same time if you want me to stay up and do the Intel presentation. Because I really don't think it's going to be too much that's not AI. And it's a common theme, if you haven't noticed already. I like AI. Yeah, AI. Okay, it's not here because there's GeForce, but still you get my idea. The main NVIDIA presentation will mostly be AI. AMD AI, Intel AI. Everyone is doing. It's all going to be AI, and there's going to be so many startups there thinking the next big thing with like some OpenAI GPT based model that they think is like going to revolutionize everything. Half those, actually no, 90% of those startups are not going to be at next year's CES because they're just going to go under because the product is just isn't a proper product. Stuff that isn't AI that it looks actually pretty interesting is that Asus ROG will be making a Nook, and it is going to be at CES. This is one of those things I would love to actually get my hands on, play around with, but again, unfortunately, I can't go this year. Maybe I'll go next year. That's what I told myself last year, and I didn't go this year. But maybe next year. Maybe next year we'll be able to organize something with some company, ship us over to Vegas for a couple of days. But yeah, this actually looks pretty cool. ROG they've been on fire recently with the ROG Ally. Like I said, I don't really get the point of it, but it's a really well-made product. and they make Asus is so giant, they can pretty much make anything at this point. So yeah, Nook-wise, this will be interesting. But also, speaking of the whole trend for mobile gaming consoles, which I still really don't understand, MSI MSI are also entering the race with their own device, which I have no idea like what it's going to be called, anything. They just kind of teased it a bit, but apart from that, we really don't know much else. It will most likely be based on a similar chip to either the Steam Deck or the ROG Ally, because that's kind of what everyone's using. I can't get excited for this stuff, man. Someone please explain what the appeal is. I get it from just a that was an interesting voice crack. I get it from just a pure tech perspective, how it can be cool. There's actually so much performance in that tiny thing that you can take anywhere. That is mind-blowing, right? That we can get so much graphical fidelity from such a small device. But in terms of practicality and a good gaming experience, it doesn't really even come close to PC. And granted, it's a fraction of the price of a PC, but still, people are buying it who already have a PC and just want a game on the go. Again, why just game when you get home? Well, that's at least what I think. I don't know. Again, if anyone has some fiery opinions about why this trend is even a thing, let me know. And I would love to talk about more, but this show will literally just be mostly AI, which, yeah, probably won't be too interesting to the average Joe. Maybe it's good that I'm not going this year, Maybe I dodged a bullet, and maybe next year will be a lot more exciting. One thing I'm very curious about is if behind closed doors, Microsoft will be showing off Windows 12 with its, all of the kind of awesome AI stuff that's coming. Speaking of, if you haven't seen already, Microsoft will be adding a brand new key to the Windows keyboard, like the Windows standard spec keyboard, for the first time since like the 90s, I believe, when they added the Windows key. They'll be adding a dedicated Copilot key. Yes, that is as bad of an idea as it sounds. It's going to sit next to the right tab, if I remember, because when I look at my already crowded keyboard, the first thing I think of is, yes, what I need is another key that makes all the other keys in that row a lot smaller as a result, a key that I won't even use most of the time. So definitely expect a lot of the laptops and other devices that we'll be seeing at CES this year to also already have this key, because obviously they worked in advance with partners and stuff like that. But here's one more thought to close out on, okay? Do you guys remember this? I wouldn't be surprised if you forgot, but this is Intel Arc, first gen Alchemist. Are we getting a proper, second gen look at Intel graphics, like, proper discrete graphics at CES? The timing would kind of make sense. It's been a while since Alchemist already launched. They've pretty much been announcing no new SKUs in the Alchemist first gen lineup. Could it be the time? Usually graphics cards are launched a bit later in the year, if I remember correctly, like brand new generation. I'm not talking about, just super variants. I'm talking like whole new generations are usually launched later in the year, but I think this is the time. I think this is definitely the time when Intel Arc Battle Mage will be a thing, especially with the whole push towards AI. It wouldn't surprise me if Intel did something there. Again, cross promotion with the products, showing how amazing their AI runs on their own graphics cards, show how amazing all the various AI models you can get nowadays run on their Intel Arc graphics cards. I could definitely see it happening. But anyway, like I said, it's going to be a very, very, very busy couple of days now that CES is upon us. So if you aren't going to CES as well, then join me on this very channel as we kind of go through and see what all the big companies are releasing this year. It is going to be fun regardless. I know I'm kind of a doomer most of the time. I'm kind of cynical and jaded at this point, but I don't know. I hope there will be at least some good stuff, because otherwise, well, otherwise I don't get paid, because that's kind of what how YouTube works. So anyway, yeah, let me know your thoughts on CES this year. It's definitely been a much shorter show. It's only around 20 minutes, but again, there's plenty of work to be done in preparation for what is usually a very busy week, and it's gonna be even busier for the people who are actually there. So yeah, thank you so much for joining in. Thanks so much to our patrons, and if you want to support this channel yourself, then of course patrons are a thing, YouTube memberships are a thing, super chats are a thing, whatever floats your boat. But anyway, that's what it's. I hope you enjoyed this video, live stream, whatever, I don't know. If you did, then remember to subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye everyone, goodbye.
Facing rings so nice. Looks like I'm stuck